Hey, welcome back to FM Live. My name is Mike, and in today's episode, we are going to be talking about the RGR Radiator Top Mount Brackets. And these guys are specific to the NB chassis. So all of you other NA, NC, and ND guys, sorry, we'll catch you on the next one. But for now, all NB lovers, rejoice because this episode is all about you. Now, what are these brackets? Why do you need them? What do you need to have them on your car? All of those things we'll get to in just a little bit. I want to remind you that if you have any questions about these brackets or what we're talking about in general, drop those comments down below. We'll try to answer as much of them throughout this live video as we can. We'll be answering here in the video and also in the comments, of course, if you've got other questions. So, with all that said, what the heck are these brackets? So, our friends over at RGR, they make these very slick brackets that are just right here. They kind of blend in on this particular car, so it's even more slick. But if you like kind of a brushed aluminum finish, that's what these guys are. So these brackets right here. Now, if they don't stand out to you, that's because they replace these stock ones that are usually pretty yucky, crusty. Oh, sorry. Hold it the right way around. There we go. And they do kind of look like a big bulky thing. So replacing that with that is essentially what we're doing here. So these brackets, as I mentioned, they are made for us by RGR, one of our friends that they do actually a few different products for us. But specifically, these brackets, they have a few different variants where they fit in this application, which is a Crossflow radiator and a normal stock style radiator. Basically, the stock style radiator will just use two of these that are the same design. So this would be used left and right if you have a stock radiator. Or if you have a Crossflow like ours, then it will utilize this kind of hook-shaped feature one. And you can see that because our radiator cap and inlet to the radiator is right over the top of the left side tank, it needs that kind of hook shape so that way it can mount and hold the top of the radiator in place rather than using something like this, like you would on a stock style radiator or on the passenger side or right side of the car. So we have two different flavors. Basically, the one I'm holding here, Crossflow, and the standard one just has two of the same if you have a stock style radiator, or basically any radiator that has these kind of rubber caps on both sides on the top of your radiator. So pretty straightforward. Now, these are not something that you need to have. We like them because, one, they look slick, and two, they actually reduce weight. Yeah, we're talking about brackets. But for those of you that are into weight reduction, and especially those of you that like to clean up your engine bay and make it look a little bit more custom and a little less dingy, dusty, and otherwise stock, we do have a couple of options. Now, these guys, I wanted to bring out a little bit more info for you because, of course, now the question is, how much lighter are they? So I do have a postage scale here. This is a accurate and calibrated scale. Now, comparing it to the stock ones, and I'm going to go ahead. Actually, let's take this off of here. So this is the little clip for the hood lift prop rod, I suppose. So to make it fair, I'm removing that because the RGR one, it does have a little clip access, so you can actually transfer your hood prop rod over, or the retainer for your hood prop rod over to the RGR bracket. So to be completely fair, let's just start with the stock brackets and see what they weigh. So right now I've got this set. Actually, let's go over to grams, shall we? There we go. So 149 grams for the stock brackets. That's not very heavy, no. However, when you factor in these guys being these kind of like very svelte brushed aluminum pieces, instead of 149, now we're at 22 grams. So that's a significant weight reduction just in little bracketry like this. And quite literally, one bolt per side. They're usually a 14 millimeter head nut. And that's as easy as it gets to be able to swap these out. Now, for those of you that have our Crossflow radiators already, generally we ship them with these brackets. And these we have made, actually here, they're what we specified to have built for our kits before the RGR upper radiator brackets came out. So they're nice, they're powder coated, they're black, they're a little bit more classy than the factory ones. Also, they come with the radiators, so, or they are, actually I should say they are an option with the radiators, because if you have an NB, you need them. But this is the standard option, and they work pretty well. But just for comparison's sake, since we're here, again, remember 149 grams. These are actually 174. I'm reading upside down and backwards. So they are actually a little bit heavier than the stock ones because they needed to be simple for our metal shop to be able to bend up. And they actually chose a thicker metal, for one, than the RGR brackets, but also two, this is mild steel rather than aluminum. So it's a little less expensive to make anyway, but they do actually have a lot more weight to them than the RGR brackets. Now, for those of you that don't have a Crossflow, say you do have an upright radiator or stock style radiator, and you're gonna have two of these guys. I don't have a second one here, but just for comparison's sake, these guys, these individual ones are 10 grams. So if you had two of them, you know, one for each side, you'd have a 20 gram total for both brackets, but this guy actually weighs a little bit more. I think it like right at what, 11, 12 grams, 11 grams. So the little hook, a little bit more material, a little bit more weight. So that's it for all of you that are curious about what the different brackets weigh and what you can actually drop by going to an aftermarket bracket compared to the ugly, crusty stock ones. You actually can do that now with the RGR brackets. You can see, obviously, we like them quite a bit. We put them on our cars, but they're really easy to do. And again, we have them for both Crossflow and stock style radiators. So as long as you've got one of those, and I will, maybe I should clarify on the Crossflow radiators, there are other Crossflows out there. So if your Crossflow radiator does not have the radiator cap or the inlet to the radiator right on top of the left side tank, like this one does, take a look at it first before you buy. Because if it's some other kind of Crossflow that utilizes the same stud design, because the filler neck is moved back or to the side or something like that, you may need to order the standard style brackets rather than the Crossflow version. So our Crossflow version on our website for these brackets is specific to our current Crossflow radiators. So take a look before you buy if you're not sure. I will also mention that these brackets, if you get the Crossflow design, they do come with a little piece of trim. And this guy just goes on the inside. There we go. This is optional, but I do recommend it just because it does kind of hold the inlet to the Crossflow radiator neck just a little bit better. There we go. So now this is got a nice rubber piece that's, you know, it's just a rubber weather stripping basically, but it is just perfect on there to give it a nice, comfortable fit without it having any kind of movement or rattling. If you don't have it installed, you will have a little bit of movement at the top here because it's actually designed to have this weather stripping on it. But if you don't like it, you can install it without. You will just get a little bit of movement in the radiator because it will have just a little bit of wiggle room to go back and forth. So, but this is included. All right, well, I suppose that's it. Nice, short, sweet video. Again, thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it. And if you want to see more stuff like this, or if you want to see different products about different applications, different Miatas, different generations, let us know. Drop us a comment suggestion down below. We always like to see those comments so that way maybe next time we'll take your idea and we'll run with it. But otherwise, thank you again. We sure appreciate your time. If you do have any comments, or if you're watching this sometime in the future on YouTube, still give us a comment, drop us an email, give us a call, you know, whatever. We're more than happy to talk about this kind of stuff and all things Miata. So we will catch you all next time. Thanks again for joining FM Live. Oh yes, and don't forget, you have to hit the like and subscribe button. So that way, if you do like seeing this content, you can see it again in the future because you'll get a notification about it. So thanks again. We appreciate your time. We'll catch you next time.